Hey guys, Matt Langford here. I want to give you a quick recap on last weekend's third round Bass Nation event at Lake Somerset. It was a round, I guess, that a lot of people were looking forward to because basically you can catch the biggest fish in the country at Lake Somerset. It turned out quite a tough comp for a lot of people, and I'm going to run through just quickly what I was doing, what I'd worked out before the event had actually started. Before the event, I had a few charters on Lake Somerset. The fishing up to the lead up to the event was always pretty good. There was stages or times of the day where the fish had just suspended and you could catch them on virtually anything you threw, but there was also periods of the day where they became tough. And typically Somerset is one of those dams that can, be a tough grind, especially in a tournament scenario. When I pre-fished, I found those tough times I could still catch them. And what I was actually doing is something a little bit different. I know a lot of guys are throwing spoons. There's a million different types of spoons that can be thrown, but what I was trying to represent, when the fish shut down, they were hard on the bottom, which they usually do. They sink down to the bottom and they don't do a lot, but I could still get those fish to bite. And basically what I was doing is trying to represent a red claw or a shrimp that was darting up off the bottom and getting those fish to react to it. In the actual pre-fish on the Friday, I went out and I replicated what I'd learnt in the weeks prior, and it still worked. I caught a lot of fish in a heap of different spots, but I found a couple of key spots that were producing the bigger fish, and that's what I focused on. Now, what I was actually doing, I was fishing an 18 gram Norrie's wasabi spoon. Now this one, you can see it has a red strip along the back. It has red ZX replacement hooks and a gold underbelly. This is exactly the lure that Paddy O'Dowd was using to get his second place, and well done Paddy, that was an awesome effort. But basically I was throwing this spoon out, letting it sink to the bottom, and I was using a real erratic slow retrieve on the bottom. Now sometimes I'd throw it out, let it hit the bottom, and I'd do one wind, let it hit the bottom, then I'd do two winds, let it hit the bottom. Sometimes I'd do half a wind and let it hit the bottom. Every now and again also I was mixing it up and doing a quick burn off the bottom, 2 or 3 winds, and I'd let it die on a slack line. And 90% of the time the fish would eat it when you do it the slow wind off the bottom, just as a little bony or a shrimp would do. I mean a red claw or a shrimp would do off the bottom. And a lot of the time also you get those fish to react when you burn it really quick and it'd die. So they'd dart after it and they'd chase it. When it was dying, they'd eat it on the drop. But that was my key, the Norrie's wasabi spoon. I'm not sure of the actual colour, but it's got a red back, it's got a gold underbelly, and I always retrofit it with the red ZX hooks, just to give it that red claw shrimp appeal. If you have a close look at it, you can imagine that coming off the bottom quite quickly, and those fish were reacting to it. Now, typical Somerset, pre-fish was really great. Saturday morning got my bag and I was happy with a 2.6 kilo bag. But then in the afternoon, what I didn't do is I actually persisted with this bite, but I knew that those fish were going to get tough. I had the fly rod in the boat. I didn't have it out at that stage. Youngie absolutely smashed them on fly on Saturday afternoon, and a couple of the guys in the right areas were catching them, especially Paddy. He caught another 3 kilo bag, I think it was, on Saturday afternoon using the spoon as well. I persisted with the spoon Saturday afternoon. In hindsight, which is a great thing now, I should have got that fly rod out and started fishing. And then Sunday, basically put all my rods away. I got one Ian Miller 7'3" extra finesse long cast, and that's basically, I threw it all weekend. I fished it for one run just to see if they would bite early. It didn't happen, so immediately I had the fly rod out and I started fishing fly. I fished fly for about an hour and a half with no success, and basically I said, right, I just need to go and catch some sort of weight. So I went up into the timber in pre-fish, and in lead up to the event I'd found a whole heap of smaller schoolfish. Every now and again you'd go up there and you'd catch, you'd always seem to catch a dozen up to 20, and every now and again you'd get a 31 or a 35, and that can give you weight. So I left it about I suppose halfway through the session, went up there. I caught about 25 bass all up, and 29 was the biggest, and there was a handful of 28s. I didn't weigh any big ones. But basically, what happened over the course of the weekend is my bag was big enough to give me an 8th place finish, which is good. It was a great start, but I didn't back it up with those bigger fish that I needed, and even trying to fill out a bag. But that's how comps go sometimes. I'm happy with the the top 10 placing, and if things had worked out, I could have got bigger fish. But it was a grind for everyone, and that's just how Somerset goes. And realistically, to get a top 10 in those sort of tough conditions is a blessing. So I was really happy. But if you're ever out at Somerset, don't forget your Nora's wasabi spoons. There's all different types, but these ones to me really represent a red claw or a shrimp, fish really close to the bottom and slowly, mixed in with a couple of really fast wines off the bottom. But anyway, it was great to see Callum Munro come back and get a 3rd place. Paddy O'Dowd, awesome job, mate, 2nd place. I'm glad you learned a few things with me as well. But I mean, you did all the work yourself, mate. 2nd place is absolutely fantastic and get you right up there in the Rookie of the Year points. Happy to take away a top 10, as I said, leading angler of the year. Just to get away a few points is always great, but it's only halfway through the season, so we've got a long way to go. But yeah, it's really good to see. The reason why those fish at Somerset do shut down, typically on a weekend, you get a lot of boat pressure, a lot of boat noise, unnatural noise. Especially in a tournament, you've got 40 boats sitting on a massive big school of fish. Eventually they're going to stop biting, because basically Callum Munro put it really well. There's pings, sound of pings, there's unnatural boat noises, there's talking, there's boats thumping, boats starting, cruising around. That's unnatural to what a bass is used to, and they are going to shut down. And those guys on the weekend, those bass, they really shut down hard. And it was a credit to Youngie, an experienced competitor. He's won on Somerset on fly before, so awesome job, mate. It's really inspiring to see you catch them, and especially doing something totally different to everyone else. But that's my recap of Somerset. Looking forward to Canyon next round. Going to put some time into trying to work those fish out up there. It's a great dam, one of my favourite dams, probably my favourite out of all the places to fish. And it's a great location. It's a beautiful spot. So hopefully we'll see a lot of New South Wales anglers come up, because it's almost like Queensland's version of Glenbourne or St Clair. It's the fish bite ridiculously well. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in. I'll keep you updated with some other videos. Now I've got the Garmin Verbs. They're going great. The Garmin Sounders are going great as well. And yeah, it was great. It was awesome to see Garmin there supporting around on the weekend. Anyway, I'll catch up with you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.